Hello there, my name is Lisa Turner. I'm a psychic and a channel. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And if you like what I do, check out some of the other videos that we can see me channeling. Um, so I wanted to do a video around the subject. It's two things, and I'm kind of going to kill two birds with one stone here, maybe three. What I want to do is, first of all, within the online spiritual, intuitive, entrepreneurial online space, you see a lot of people talking about, do this course and activate this within you. And so there's a lot of use of the word activate and activations, and I activate this in people, I activate that. And I just did a session and it was amazing, and there was activations, everyone felt activated. And so there's a lot of this use of activation, right? So the first question that I want to answer here is, what is an activation? And really clear that up so that we can really clear up this noise within this online spiritual world of people using words that aren't matching exactly what they're doing, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing that, again, I want to do here is to clean up the energy of the word around channeling, okay? Because, again, there's a lot of people using this word channeling, and there's a big difference in my world as a channel as to what channeling is to what other people, I guess, perceive and understand it, what they feel it is. And so I really wanted to, because I really want to explain this and also demonstrate it. And so what I'm going to do is, this question is, what is an activation? I'm going to do a psychic reading on it, on what it is, and then I'm going to channel an answer on what it is. So you will see the difference within how I work, within my own energy, my unique vibration, the difference there, which I hope will give you a really good idea here of the differences. So, doing psychic reading to me is, okay, so when I'm working psychically, what I'm doing is, sometimes I'll close my eyes and tune in. But what's happening is that I'll be looking at the person, but then I might look up and away a little bit, or sometimes I might look over there. And it's like I'm looking up and thinking. But what I'm actually doing, it's kind of like I'm dropping into my heart. My heart's already open and expanded out, so I can, it sort of becomes a practiced state that you work with, and it becomes automatic, like an automatic, like breathing. You sort of drop in and go, okay, yep, tune in. So I'm dropping in, but I'm sort of looking ahead, but looking to the side, but I'm like thinking, but I'm actually going into my body, into my heart's field, because your heart's field is what is the connection to the intuitive field. So, and then from this point, I'm also dropping my brainwave. So my brainwave, you can't be very intuitive in a high beta brainwave state. High beta brainwave state is that, functioning, you're working hard, or you're working out, or you're getting housework done, or you're working, whatever. That's high beta brainwave. You're more in thinking mode. So you need to drop out of that high beta brainwave state into a low beta, or even to an alpha brainwave state. So that's what I'm also doing. So I feel like I drop out of that high beta brainwave into a more relaxed state, dropping into my heart to read the energy. Okay, that's the process that I use. It's probably very similar for a lot of people there. So, and when I channel, okay, channeling to me is, I've got my team of guides that I have a direct connection to, and they speak through me. So how I explain this to clients when they come to work with me is that I say I go into a meditative state, or an altered state of consciousness, where my personality steps aside, and then I will connect to my team of guides, and they will speak through me. It will still be my voice, but you'll hear the difference in how I speak and how they speak. So you'll hear a definite difference in words, in frequency, in volume, all of it. You'll hear a definite difference there, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it within the words that I'm speaking. You'll you'll feel the energy. Most people will feel the energy of the resonance or the recognition of what my team is saying is a match in frequency. So perhaps there'll be something that they say that you'll go, oh yes, I feel that. Like I recognize that as my truth. So, so that's how I explain when I'm working this channel, and you'll see the difference here. Okay. So the question is, I want to like tune in psychically to this activation, this word, what it is. I already know what activations are. I've been working with that for a long time. My team have already channeled a lot of information on that. But for those of you who may not have that knowledge and that experience, I'll try to put aside what I already know and tune into this activation. So already tuning into this is already this energy that activations was a term that was, it was created, or there became an awareness of it around the late 80s into the early 90s, was in this term activation. It was more like activation of the field, and it was more of a understanding of light coming into consciousness or light coming into the planet, and it would activate within a person's energy field a memory of like a gift or knowledge or wisdom that they had or held, or a part of their personality that would help them to remember who they are. So bringing in a piece of the divine in so that they can connect and go, oh yes, that's right, I remember who I am now. And it was sort of, when it originally came in, it was kind of like it wasn't controlled. Activations would come in, they weren't scheduled, it wasn't something that you were able to access and bring in and deliberately do. Whereas that's very different now that we can do that. But when it first, this terminology around activations began, it was more something of, it was sort of something that was, trying to find the correct word, you received without planning to. It was unscheduled, it was uncontrollable, and there was like a lot of surrender into it. It was like something back then, it was like, oh, I really hope I receive an activation, and you sort of had to surrender and wait for divine timing. Okay, so that was the energy of it back into the 80s or the 90s. That's what I'm tuning in and seeing that. As this has developed, how this has gone into from early 2000s into the next decade, our energetics, the energetics of our energetic body became upgraded as consciousness on the planet upgraded, and the shift has occurred into more awareness of what's possible. Our own energetic system and grids and templates, our chakras, have updated with that, and then it's become more of a working in unison with the divine harmony of the activations. It's more going, okay, I'm going to prepare my body as a temple of light to prepare it for an activation, because it was something that became, with the main sort of people that were working with them, became something that was facilitated with an agreement and a contract that, yes, we're going to, a person, an energy worker or a channel would facilitate an activation on behalf of somebody. They'd be like the bridge, but then they would prepare that person energetically to receive it. They would hold space for them. They would help them with cleaning up their physical body so that they would be ready to integrate that. So there would be a process of understanding the work that was required to receive an activation in that way. And they would have someone to facilitate that process. It was a bit more of a longer process of that activation. It maybe would have come in parts and pieces over time. It may have come over a few days or a week or a few weeks. And the practitioner would have really had to have worked with that person to help them to integrate that. So that's just sort of one aspect that I'm seeing. There would have, of course, been other aspects where people would have had spontaneous activations. Absolutely. From around 2015, the ascension process has accelerated on the planet, and this is where you're getting more and more spontaneous activation. So what's happening is it's almost like there's a communication and an understanding with the divine that it's almost like a contract where the person's gone, yes, I'm ready now. to have a direct connection with activations, and they're more intense and they're more frequent. They're still, from what I'm seeing, they're not sort of controlled, but there's an agreement with that person. They will undergo this process, so that they, perhaps at a soul level and a more unconscious level, that they knew that this was going to happen. They agreed to it. Because what it does, these activations, it fast tracks their soul's evolutions. That this process of ascension is normally something that would have happened over many, many lifetimes, over eons, and it's a fast track process here now in physical body in one lifetime, and it's really cleaning out. So it's a really big detox of cleaning out beliefs, ancestral stuff, past life stuff. As each activation, what's happening when it's coming in more recently now, from this 2015 stage up to more recently, is that there's this intelligence. The universe is very intelligent, and there's this intelligence where it goes, they know, and your higher self and your body knows exactly what needs to be released, what needs to be activated, so it can be worked through and released. Like there's an understanding of divine timing here, and a divine order of what you're needing to work through and release in what order. So there's this agreement already in place, that the universe will go, okay, well, you need to work on this now, you need to work on this now. We're going to help you to release that and activate that and to work through that. So there's a very high order of understanding here of this process of activation. So going up from 2015, if we jump to the present day here, so there's a much more conscious understanding here. And there's a much more, with this conscious understanding, it's like a person is more in the driver's seat of their ascension process. It's like, okay, I've been through years of sort of feeling like I was being bombarded, and it was out of control, and times where it would have been quite intense, this process. And now it's more like a conscious going, okay, well, I'm in control here now. And I actually want an activation to help me with this. I want an activation to clear this up, or refine this, or open this, or bring this down, or whatever. So now there's more of because there's a more conscious understanding around activations and how it works, and the agreements, that people can now, because they've got that more understanding, that they're now able to step in and go, okay, well, I now consciously will work with somebody to help me with this, because I feel it within myself, because people's own intuitive systems have now upgraded to a level where they are now able to really feel within themselves intuitively what it is that they're needing and what they're needing help with. And then so they can either go to another person, usually it's going through another person, so that their guides, or they can access their guides through that person, such as a channel or an energy worker, and that energy worker then can then facilitate precisely what it is that they're needing. Usually what's happening within the body, the physical body, or the energy field, the person will be feeling like their body will be communicating with them, going, okay, yes, we need to, they'll feel it within them, oh, there's something here, it's something around this, I need some help to unlock this and unpack this. So they will be intuitively guided to go to somebody to get help to work on that. So then that leads us to the question here of what is an activation? Okay, so what it is within your energy field, there's already codes. Okay, there's already codes or packets of information stored, laying dormant within your energy field, and they're pre-programmed. They sit there dormant, waiting until the right time for them to be opened and unlocked. So what happens in an activation is a light comes through source, through, whether you want to say the universe, the cosmos, whatever, it's all the same frequencies. It's all coming from the one place, universal light, cosmic energy source. It's the one. So it's coming through source. And whether it comes through the channel sort of refracts the energy, refracts the light, so it directs it into the person's grid. So when I say grid, we're talking about the energy field. Like my team call them grids. So the channel will refract that energy into the energy field of the person, and then that light will hit exactly where it needs to hit that dormant packet of energy and activate it and light it up. So it's already dormant within your field. It's not like no one's bringing in anything external into you, that they're activating what's already within you. You've already come into this lifetime with all of these things encoded within you, and So we just want to make really clear that up and understand that no one is sort of adding a foreign energy into, all they're doing is using the light of source to activate, awaken a part of you that is already within you. Okay. So this light comes through the channel or the energy worker, and it refracts through them as the channel to hit your energy field. And then this code activates, it awakens this light, and it releases this packet of information. It releases the packet of information, it hits your energy field. And from there, it's got instructions, like it's already programmed with instructions of exactly where it needs to go. Like it might need to, we need to come in here, lock in here, lock in there. We need to change that. We need to open that. We need to shift that out. So it's highly intelligent. You don't need to direct it. You don't need to command it what to do. It's got its own intelligence. Okay. Your body, your energy system is highly intelligent. So it's just that it just needs this light to come through from source to activate it, to unlock it, so that that information, that intelligence can just know what it needs to do within your system. So that's an activation, okay? That's what's happening with an actual energy activation. So these keys or these packets of energy that are already sitting within your energy field, there's divine timing at play as to when things will naturally, spontaneously get activated from universal light through source at certain times. And it's kind of like when the planets through different orbits and different like astrology alignments, that again the universal light filters through that, and it's like a timing. It's like, okay, when this particular planetary alignment hits, then that is going to then activate one of those dormant packets of information with you. It's like it feels the timing of it. That's how the timing of it knows when it's time to activate. So I hope that tuning in cyclically, I think that's all that's there. Because what I'm doing when I'm tuning into it, I can see the threads of information that's there within the field, and I'm just connecting to the threads and translating information. That's all I'm doing. So I'm just translating the information, okay? So what I'm going to do now is have a drink of water, and then I'm going to connect to my team of guides, and I'm going to get them to channel to explain how this works through them. So you'll get the sense of what you've now watched, how psychically or intuitively I've tuned in and gotten information. And now you'll see how channeling is different. You'll see changes in my voice, changes in the words that I use. You probably maybe feel my energy shift and change into a different frequency. So I'll let you have your own experience of what you'll notice here. So please note that there's nothing sort of right or wrong, in what you'll watch, what you'll notice, and what you'll experience. You may recognize within yourself. I feel as if many of you who will be watching this will notice after watching this video, you will be able to tell where you're actually shifting in and out of this channeled state. So in saying that, there's probably a small proportion of people out there in the online space who actually are channeling. They're unconsciously slipping into this direct channeled space, but then they're coming back out of it. Okay, so I feel like there'll be quite a few of you who watch this and go, oh my gosh, now I recognize what's happening. I feel my energy expand. I feel it lift. It's like a quickening of energy. And it's almost like you may freak out and go, oh my gosh, what's this? Feels a bit weird. And then you'll come back and you'll go back into that intuitive. Okay, so I do hope that this will help a lot of you understand what's happening when you're going into that state. So just one moment. Okay. All right, so when I channel, I'm already there. Closing my eyes, dropping into my heart, and then I'm expanding up as well. And then I'll feel my team of guides. I'll feel them come in. They'll come in and order themselves. And then usually I have a team of 5 main guides, and then one will be the more dominant energy that will speak through me. So he's just connecting now. He's more of a teacher energy. He's so excited to be here and to talk about this. He's got so much instruction on this. So just a heads up, my team talk a lot. You haven't noticed already, but I love to teach this stuff, okay? Hello and welcome. it is our divine honor and privilege to be chosen amongst, to be given the opportunity to come and teach to the people of your planet here. We have so much information to share with you and to teach you. What we want you to understand is that we are the masters, that we have sort of watched over Earth for eons since its inception, and we have been the part of, not the entire, but part of the team who have sort of held space over the earth to help guide consciousness on the planet here. So this is a very exciting time for us to be witnessing on the earth here, as we're watching rapid changes with energy and the lifting, the heart opening that's occurring on the planet right now, and the raising in consciousness that's occurring on the planet right now. What is happening is that there's so many hearts on the planet here right now who are opening up their own divine channels and are able to have this direct line of source for themselves. For eons through history, it's always been disconnected, and you've had to sort of go through seers or psychics to get readings, to get this information. And then even then, these seers or these psychics, their role has been really sort of watered down and almost in a way disrespected, because they have got that divine connection here. But what is happening now is that people are remembering. They are remembering that they have this direct line of communication with source for themselves, and they're wanting to really experience that. So where you're seeing online these people talking about activations, and I'm an intuitive coach, and you may see or sense, especially people who are more experienced in this, like Lisa here, that they will see the difference. But what is actually happening here, like, a lot of people will see the mismatch in energy here as well. That's what a lot of the mistrust of energy that you're seeing and feeling online is this mismatch of energy between words and what's actually happening here. But underneath that is these people, what they're actually saying, what their energy is actually saying to you is, I desire this connection. I remember this connection and I desire it. So by using words, action, and intention, that is their first way of building that connection, of stepping into that and claiming that sort of sovereignty, that ability. And they're sort of saying, and they're proclaiming that I want to claim that back. I want to reclaim my birthright here. So what you're seeing here is the very beginning of this, of people that, yes, they may not quite understand the words that they're using in the correct way, not using words in the correct terminology, but what they're actually saying is that they're desiring this. They remember that this is available for them now, and they're desiring to move into that space. Okay, so now moving into activations here. Activations are codes that access portals of information that give you they work sort of more multi-dimensionally. So if you can imagine an activation, this stream of energy that comes through, that filters through the planetary systems, through there's all different sort of layers of light and frequency through the galaxy here. And all of these different bands of energy have all different light codes. There's all different frequencies. There's all different information within those different parts of the galaxy, first of all. And what Lisa said was correct, that as the planets align and they will sort of click in, and then they'll unlock like a blend of different frequencies from the different planets will relate to different fields of energy, and then they'll all come in and connect in and blend and then release like a beautiful, like, imagine mixing an aroma of essential oils, like you mix 3 or 4 different aromas and just get the most beautiful fragrance. That's sort of one thing that's happening there. That's a bit of another story there as far as the different energies that come through to the planet. So we'll leave that for another conversation. But yes, what is happening is that your bodies and your energy systems are already a very highly attuned, highly advanced piece of an energetic system here. And the fact that your energy systems are actually quite advanced and detailed and technical is something that is only just sort of being realized now. Many scientists in your Earth are starting to want to play with the electromagnetic fields and recording these fields, and they're trying to get an understanding of what is this electromagnetic grid that is your energy field. How does it work? How does it operate? What does it house? So there is sort of a very slow shift of people that are working scientifically to get measured evidence of exactly what is going on in this field, right? So what we want to do is bypass that and just give you some information here. So within your electromagnetic field, or your energy grid, or your energy field, your aura, there is housed this very advanced technical energetic grid system that has got, yes, there are dormant pockets of energy that sit within your energy field, and yes, they can be activated intentionally. And when that happens, it's a beautiful experience. Like, it's just this beautiful, loving light. Some people who are highly attuned will feel it. They'll go, oh my gosh, that feels so beautiful. I've just had an activation, like a little pop off of energy pop here, and I feel that. Go, oh wow, it feels so beautiful, right? But what also happens here, there's also almost like a super highway of information that comes through your system and comes through your own channels, through your own grid. And there's always light streaming from the consciousness of the cosmos, right? Always light streaming of the cosmos through your system. It's almost like you're always standing in a shower of light raining down on you from source. And these streams of light that are coming through, light is information. All of these streams of light, they all contain codes, and all of these codes contain different frequencies, and they all contain different packets of information. So what happens? So there's two different things sort of happening here at once. Okay, you've got the already installed pre-programmed activations that will either, with agreement with the planetary alignments, with your divine timing, will activate when they're designed to activate. They'll happen naturally and spontaneously, even though it is planned. And then there's also working more intentionally with them, going, okay, yes, I feel, those who are at that level of taking full responsibility for their actions and their energy and their inner work, and have the understandings of that, will feel within them. They'll recognize within themselves, okay, yes, there's something here that's ready to open. I need to book in with somebody that can help me with that. So yes, that is definitely something that is occurring here. But what we want to really focus on and help you to understand here is that the light that's streaming onto the planet now is a very high frequency stream of light, and there's so many different frequencies here. And if you could imagine, like, you're walking through the rain, and each sort of all these different raindrops coming down, and all these different codes and frequencies and vibrations that are coming through. Now, what is happening is that not all of that information that's streaming down the planet is for you. The majority of it will just pass straight through you. Some of it will be for the earth, some of it will be for the templates for the earth to bring in and ground into. And the majority of it will go to the people who need to receive that information. So some of the information will hit collective energies. So where there's collective consciousness on the planet with different belief systems or different subjects, there's a collective consciousness of energy. The light will come into that and drop in like a new idea. It will drop in new information that will then come through into those people who are ready to receive that, who are in that collective consciousness. So that's one way that it works. And then the more personal way that you can just sit and receive and go, okay, I'm ready to receive right now any light from the universe that is a perfect, beautiful match for my soul's energy. And you can just allow that to receive. And you can do that with the intention that it replenishes you, and it nourishes you, and it revitalizes you. A lot of people use the intention that that light and that energy will clear their energy field out. Just really clear their energy field so they feel just lighter and clearer and calmer and more peaceful. So it's really just comes down to intention, how you work with that energy, but just knowing that there is always this constant stream of energy. Another way you can work with it is knowing that, within these streams of energy and information that are coming down on the planet, there's ideas, and that's inspiration. And that's where a lot of people on the planet get these ideas. They go, oh my gosh, I just got this idea. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, I'm really excited about this idea. So that's part of this as well. So again, you can set the energy and the intention to receive. I would like to receive the most aligned idea or inspiration for my life right now, in whatever way that you want to apply it with your life. It's like the universe is freely giving you access to answers, saying, here it is. All you need to do is know that it's there and connect to it intentionally. Now, the final thing that we want to mention here is where people on this ascension process, with these activations, these spontaneous activations where they occur, where people have sometimes quite a difficult time with the integration, with the releasing, the clearing, the detoxing and the integration, is because of the nervous system. Because with the majority of people on the planet, there's already a lot of traumas and memories, emotions and beliefs stored within the nervous system. That's why, because there's already sort of this backlog of energy and information in the nervous system, it's kind of like when these activations occur with some people, it's like a ricochet. It's like boom, boom, boom. And that's where it can get quite heavy for some people and quite hard and quite difficult for them to move through that activation. And that activation should be light. It should be light. It should flow really easily, and it should integrate smoothly. So if you're having a hard time with integrating these energy shifts and these upgrades that are coming into the planet, it's because your nervous system, there's a backlog of information in your nervous system that you need to work on clearing out. And so what we want to add here very importantly is that's why the consciousness on the planet has now increased, because there's an awareness of how important the nervous system is, not just for emotional security and feeling safe and emotional regulation. That's sort of the more human aspect of it. But it's another form of upgrading your internal bodily systems so that you can handle the next frequencies that will be coming into the planet between now and more so from 2025 onwards. So from 2025 onwards, there will be rapid shifts in consciousness on this planet. And this is why now, if you're being guided to do the embodiment work and the nervous system work and to work on clearing your trauma, it's actually in preparation for 2025 onwards. Now, some of you are already getting a hint and a taste of these energies. Some people will be getting more so the healers and the front runners will be getting a really good taste and experience of this in 2024. But by 2025 onwards, the more of the general population will be experiencing this. It is nothing to fear. It is absolutely nothing to fear. It's like your light body will be upgraded into this more heart energy, this more heart opening frequencies. It is really a beautiful time on the planet where consciousness is raising into this more loving, caring, compassionate, whole energy on the planet. And that's what we would say, that's what ascension is. Don't overcomplicate ascension. All these activations and things, ultimately, what they are doing is working to open your heart. That's what the ascension process is. It's going to bring up anything that you need to shift that's stopping your heart from opening to the next level. So with that, we thank you. We thank you for the opportunity to speak to you and teach that to you today. We are so grateful and so honoured, and we are so privileged. And we thank you. Oh. So it just takes me a moment to, because my energy expands so much when I channel, it just takes a while for the particles of my energy field just to come back in. So it kind of feels a bit spacey there. So yeah, so that's, there you go. I don't feel I need to say anything more around that. So don't, like I said, don't dismiss your own experience of what you've any realizations or any thoughts that you've had of anything that you've learned in this video. Don't dismiss that. Don't take my word as truth, because it's not. Okay, it's my perception through my experience and where I sit. Okay, so don't dismiss your own journey. Okay, with so much love. It's an absolute honor and a privilege to be here doing this work. So thank you for watching. Bye.